Hey, hey, hey. It's your girl Shay Renee, and I'm ready to cut up. Child, the only problem is, y'all know the only problem. It is three. It, that's not funny. That's not funny. It's just crazy to me. Does that make sense a little bit? If God would have said, listen, you're going to be doing your own thing 5 years from now, and yeah, you're going to be up wee hours doing it. I don't know if I would have believed that, but I would have been like, okay, God. No, I would have believed it. But that would have been crazy to me, you know? Absolutely crazy. But anyway, Pooper Stars. Mm, 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 mm. It's your girl, Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel, back to a new show, back to a new episode. Oh my God. I said just, oh my God. Child, so, let me tell y'all. Baby, I have to get this schedule right. You know what? Never mind. Never mind, because that's going to be a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Uh, but listen, let me tell y'all what the headlines are. All right, now, so listen to this. It's your girl, Shay, and your headlines today, okay? Um, doing episode 40, period. This is episode 40, so shout out to that. Getting it in. I'm be fresh as yeah, I know what? I need to give me a I'm just thinking out loud. But I definitely need some more stuff. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to give me some more stuff. Yeah, like I said, I don't want no more stuff. I just want the money. Well, the money didn't came in. So shout out to that. Now I'm back to getting stuff again. Not like that though. Not like that. Y'all know we got some new found. Listen, we got some newfound grown up sense. Okay. Mm, honey. I said we ain't just buying stuff no more. It got to make sense. So So today's headlines are gonna be Blueface, um, Blueface, the flake of it all. I said the flakiness and the shakiness. Okay, Blueface, we taking a deeper dive into the BS that he owned. I wanted to do that, like. Cause he is something else. Yeah, he a little something, something, you know. What else is going on? Dwight. Soon to be divorced Howard child. Mm-hmm. Files for divorce. I said, mm, 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 mm. Anyway, what else is going on these internet streets? Clarissa Shields still saying she gonna whoop Rolly. I'm like, Clarissa, like, why Rolly though? I mean, can we just clear that up? Why Rolly, Clarissa? Yes, ma'am, baby. I got questions. Okay, yeah. About 21, like 50 Cent. I wanna. Clarissa Shields. And then who else? Cardi B. Cardi. Yes, ma'am. That's what we're going to be getting into today, okay? So y'all make sure y'all slide, okay? So I can do my thing. Shout out to that. Y'all make sure y'all scoot up, hit the like button, get comfortable. This is episode 40. And I'm in the building. So shout out to that. Um, Listen, good morning, my neighbors. Good morning, my neighbors. I loved and listen, I love I love me some coming to America. I love when he talked to me. Yes. Knock you down. I loved it. Eddie Murphy was a time, wasn't he? Eddie Murphy was a time, y'all. And I said to myself said, I said, myself said, Child, I was I'm very disappointed that like a part of that movie I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm saddened to say that the part of that movie where he go to talking about the lettuce, I don't know what he be saying, and I want to know. Like I want to know from back, and side to side. I got to get that lettuce, that like conversation down. You know, I done got older, and now I want to say what he was talking about too. You know, whatnot. That is so crazy to me, cause like the way I be quoting that movie, I definitely need to watch it alone. Yes, okay. We are back. Mortimer. So shout out to that. I said, this is episode 40 of our podcast. I'm so dang on happy. Yeah, in my Beyonce voice, I'm happy. Okay, period. Because y'all tell me why. Okay, I realized that this is my last week right here. Yeah, no. Like the way I say, this one right here is my last week, okay? Before we hit the reset. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so shout out to that. I'm so damn happy about that. Um, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about it. Like, I was looking at my schedule and I was like, oh my God, I'm about to be out for a week. Dun, dun, dun. Mm, mm, mm. Cause I know y'all gonna miss me. Dun, dun, dun. And I know I'm gonna miss y'all. Oh my God, I don't know what to do with that week. But I know I'm gonna hit the reset button. So shout out to that. I know it's gonna be a whole lot of quiet. Well, I'm gonna soak up as much quiet time as I can. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, I might see if I can squeeze in some type of me time. Yeah, just some type of me time. While I'm off. Try something cute. Like something cute, something relaxing, and nothing crazy. Maybe like a massage or, something. Like something spa-ish. I don't know, child. All kinds of stuff's running through my mind at the moment. And so shout out to that. Even some tanning. Tanning sounds really good too. A little lay out in the sun action, little cucumber like vibes. I need something like that. Cause other than that, y'all know I'm gonna have to be on the go. The kids gonna be at home, and that's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna see how spring break gonna go though. So shout out to that. Uh, what a time though, y'all. So anyway, the end of spring break for me, okay, will be on the 20th. So our first new episode when I get back gonna be on the 23rd. Yeah, on the 23rd, I said that's when y'all gonna have to get ready, get ready, get ready, ready. So shout out to that because I'm gonna be back. I'ma see. And we're gonna see how that goes. But yes, superstars, listen up. So I'll be off. I will be off. I'm gonna say that again. Cause I like the way it sound. I thought I just like the way it sound. But nah, for real, I'm gonna miss y'all. But I'm gonna be off on the 13th. From the 13th to the 20th, a week. So shout out to that. And although I'm a little sad, child, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, it just is what it is. It's gonna be nice, you know. Eh. But y'all know I'm be messing with y'all. Period. Hey, from time to time. So shout out to that. Um, what else is going on? I feel like that's what's going on. Mm. So shout out to that. I'm feeling like that's what's going on this internet. Well, that's what's going on in real life, okay? In real life, in real time. And speaking of real life in real time, hit the damn like button. It's your girl, Shay Renee, and this is episode 40. It's live right now. We're going to title this one The Clown. I just like that. I like that title. The Clown. Okay. All right. Now let's see here. I said, Hold on one second. We're about to get into some things. I'm just like, this is crazy to me. Let me see. Man, listen. So I'm like, I don't know what. You know, like that's annoying, but it is what it is. We gonna rock. Yeah, no, truth is we gonna rock. Let me just say this though. No. I'm not gonna say that. Not just yet. Y'all slide, scoot up, get comfortable, get whatever it is you need. I don't know what it is. What's that? What that word? Mm, mm, okay. Well, you go get that. Okay. Hey, Miss Person Girl. Listen, as long as it, this not funny, but for real. I'm so for real. Okay. As long as it's legal. Okay, for real. Because y'all know I watch a whole lot of cops. Hey, I just watch a whole lot of cops. And people want to say, yeah, truth is. So, like, okay. I know my pooper stars got bond money. Because they be on they, but still, okay? Keep it tucked. Keep it tucked, child, because you never know, okay, when somebody might try you. I said you just never know when somebody might try you, because, well, child, I'm still trying to figure out what that was. This lady then pulled over at Rihanna's house. I said, ma'am. But anyway, listen, y'all scoot up, hit the like button. It's your girl Sharonay, and I'm in the building. This is episode 40, and I'll be right back. Mm, 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 mm. Something, 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 something. Yes, baby. You know when it just ain't alright, child. I cannot wait. I know. It is what it is. Like I couldn't listen. I went from ready to pack it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to wrap this shit up. So man, I'm really ready for all the work that's gonna come with. But I'm ready. But that's what it is. I'm gonna get started on some of that this week. Yeah, no, I'm in the midst of that too. So things gonna be a little, you know, things already have been. It like, listen, if I could just tell y'all everything that's going on with me personally, okay? It's a lot, you know, and it has been. It really has. It's been just lots of things, you know. Back to back, good, mostly good. Just but yeah, just mostly good things. But still, child, y'all, I've been having a lot going on. So anyway, y'all make sure y'all keep me in y'all prayers, okay? Period. Cause y'all know I pray for my poop stores, okay? Yes, I sure do. Matter of fact, y'all know we have a prayer list. We pray together every Tuesday. But I actually stopped posting the prayer list. Because I wasn't really getting that many people requesting prayer. But it doesn't matter. Um, I definitely need to start back like praying for my people stars more. Okay, so shout out to that. It's been a minute. It has been a minute. But I make my prayer rounds. So shout out to that. I definitely like to pray publicly as well. Okay, because you know people just like to be thought of in that regard. Okay, I know I sure do. So shout out to that. Um, Now I ain't even been up that long, and I already feel a little sleepy. But child, my sleep schedule is child. That's another thing. Like it's just been a lot. But y'all know your girl gonna keep on, keeping on. So shout out to that. Um, I'm ready. I'm absolutely ready for whatever. Yeah, yeah, true story. But anyway, I know one thing, we're gonna have fun. Okay, period. We're gonna have a funky good time. As we always do though. That's just what that is. For real, like what's called said, like we always do it this time. I goes for mine. So shout out to that. But trying to think everything else, everything, cause we politic. So shout out to that, and shout out to anybody that's gonna come through that is new. Okay, I mean absolutely brand new. You know, like a pair of shoes. Shout out to you. Okay, and shout out to that. Make sure you hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe, okay? My channel is a very interesting channel. That's for real. Like if I had to describe it, very interesting. I just feel like I do content for, I'm not gonna say everyone, because that's not true, but I just do content in different forms. Okay, so shout out to that. It's a lot going on in my personal life. But anyway, this is my podcast where we politic. Okay, so that's what we doing right now. We just politicking. Before we officially start getting into the things that we gonna get into this morning. So shout out to that. Um, Now what was I gonna tell y'all? So listen to this funny story, child. So why I'm supposed to trim? I'm supposed to get my ends cut next month, and I thought it was this month, and I was gonna do it the other day. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't, y'all. I'm so glad I didn't, because it's way next month. Okay. I was really about to drop. Yeah, I was about to drop it. Babe, when I say I was about to drop it, but I'm glad I didn't do that. True story. But let's see here, y'all. So episode 1, uh, um, when I get back, episode 1 is gonna be on the 23rd. Baby, I'm loving that. Okay. Just the thought of that gets me really, really excited. What else? What else? What else? What else? Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Because I'm in the building. Okay? Yeah. Shout out to that. Child, I said, I just ain't got up out of bed. Oh, okay. You say you Team Howard, huh? I know that's right. Child, I don't know what to say about Howard, okay? Besides the fact that I was kind of mad at, yeah, I was. I told y'all that. Yeah, I got mad at it. Period. I did. Cause I didn't appreciate, like, I'm like, the hell? The Lakers and let this man go over here and start smiling and wilding at their damn game. Child, I was annoyed, but I will say that man, like Nikki Bernard said, they so slow, but they slower than sloths. 600 house. How they gonna catch the boss? Caught them with their hands out trying to catch this sauce. Oh, I'm like, these people ain't checked the blogs. See, that's the problem. I guess it hadn't made it to CNN yet, or ESPN, or what else they got? What else? Oh, what else? See, cause it's yeah. I'm starting to see right now. I said I'm just starting to see right now, and I've been seeing that like it's a different way that them people be talking to them people. Yeah, no, truth is, I gotta figure that part out. I want to figure that part out. And so shout out to that, cause like I was noticing. Um, so listen to this. I was noticing that certain platforms, right? Listen to this. Certain platforms will not touch the Clarissa Shields topic for real. Have y'all noticed that? Like for instance, I'd be like, what does shoot, I don't even know if I haven't even heard academics speak on Clarissa Shields for real. I haven't. But I don't never really hear Joe Budden. And so I was listening to her talk or, do I was listening to an interview where she just did, where she was speaking to Shannon Sharp and Hojo Cinco. And she, I don't know, it's just the way they was talking to her. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So, I don't know. But I do find it interesting that some of these people don't be saying nothing. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like this, I think, it's an art. It's an art to it. So anyway, I'll tell you one thing. I'm dying to see how they finna freestyle and get Howard. See, this the thing. Howard ain't finna talk to nobody about nothing. Okay. So shout out to that. Howard gonna be like, Howard, he like, he, I'm not gonna say that, but like, nah, Howard is officially like the D-boys on the block. Yeah, no, truth is, this ninja got an open case. No, I'm just playing. But, like, that's not funny. It's not. He got shit, real ish going on. Like, that's how you know he ain't. Howard got real ish going on. And for him to take his ass to that game and show up and play the way he did is just crazy to me, for real. And I just feel like his teammates, his old teammates, is probably not shocked. People like LeBron, LeBron probably like, I've been told y'all. I've been told y'all. mm, 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 mm. And it's not funny. Truth is, it's not funny, especially because he didn't drug somebody into his mess. And I take it a step further. Lord, I'm just dying to see how this gonna go for, not dying, but I can't wait to see how this gonna go for Howard. Mm, mm. Truth is, like, is he gonna have trust issues now? If he ain't, is he not gonna be wanting to deal with people no more? Is he gonna get him a mail-in bride? Is he gonna be single? Because truth is, it does seem like he brought a woman, right, into his world. And that's just that. He like, it seems like Howard has been getting his James Brown on, okay? Hey, the truth is behind the scenes. That's what it's giving. Okay? It's giving Howard been having him a funky good time. Mm, mm. I mean, according to his lady, you see, uh, yeah, you know, and if I'm being honest, if I'm being real, fellas, you don't need to bring nobody into that. That's just true. Mm, mm. You want the truth? You gotta be able to handle it over here with me. So shout out to that and hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button and let's continue. I just It makes no sense. Does that make sense? But see, that's the problem. 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 That's just the problem. The problem, okay, about getting is that you do not be thinking clearly and you is not in your right state of mind, and like, no, it just is what it is. Your mind is altered. It's altered. So I'm not gonna say all your decisions be bad, but you're not gonna make the best decisions. I just feel like you're not gonna make the not the absolute best decisions. Like, how could you? But again, I don't believe they're all bad. You know, if that makes sense. And I'll take it a step further. I think they're definitely selfish. A lot of them will be selfish choices, you know? So, in other words, people that are struggling with, whatever they're struggling with, drinking, rise with rugging, whatever it is, okay? Um, yeah, they're very selfish. They're very selfish, and their needs come before anyone else's around them. Anyone else's, okay? And, you know, that's just how I feel about it. And I guess his needs led him to, um, a basketball game, right? Where he needed to be seen and waving and stuff. The hell? It just, it makes no sense. But again, you know, yeah, mm-mm, mm-mm. Truth is, the problem is we believe every single word, this time. No, no, I'll take it a step further. The problem is this lady had receipts, big ones, okay, period. This lady hopped online with about 9 soft. Wait a minute. that's not funny. It was soft and hard. Like, confused me. And it's just gonna be hell to tell. It's just gonna be hell to tell the captain now. I don't know what else to tell y'all. You know, it is what it is. Superman then got messed up. You know, like, and that's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny. But like, yeah, no, you know, and it's sad because man, it's sad for lots of reasons. But you 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 nicknamed yourself Superman. Man, listen. Mm-mm. Listen, we're not gonna judge you, okay? We're not gonna judge you, not too much, you know, not around here. But I will say, brother, you didn't went off script. Yeah, you didn't went off script. Superman, eh, like I just, you know, I just feel like Howard taking it too far because y'all know Superman did have an accident. You know, he did. Yeah, the real one. And so he probably was on something, something. Mm. Other kind of accident he had. But like, you never know, child. Again, the mind. It's a terrible thing to waste, okay? Don't waste it. Don't waste it. And I'll take it a step further. Do they be saying it's a muscle? I don't know if I ever heard that before, so don't quote me. But like work it out. Mm, mm, period. It's recommended. Now hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. And it's crazy too, you know, and I'll take it a step further. It's sad. It's really, really sad too. Um, that Dwight didn't, you know, brought this woman in his world of what? Shit. His has has went to Dwight land, child. Yeah, no, truth is. Uh uh. Uh-uh. That lady had more snow. That's not funny. Than the most recent freeze, okay? Period. It just says what it is. She had more snow than uh you know, Texas got. Yeah, this winter, this past winter. So, hey. And so, mm-mm. You don't bring no woman into that. You don't bring no woman into that. But again, is you happy? In my Stephon Diggs voice. Y'all know what, man? Hold on. Hold up. I say, hold up, 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 like a Dawson. Cause I gotta get this together once and for all. Y'all know, um, I can never remember the way Stephon says it because the way I say it is better. But I be trying to get. Hold on, hold on. Child, I went right to them text messages. That's crazy, y'all. It's so funny to me. He said, is you happy? Oh, that's so funny to me. Oh, that is so funny to me. It cracks me up. Mm? No, I like, yeah, that's what happens when he or she is. Um, they just not thinking. And I will say this too. People was wondering what she got going on. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get that deep into it. I decided to not get that deep into it. I just wanted to stay on the surface level, aka stay on this one here. Because it is what it is. Like, man, nothing that woman got going on is more important than. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but what's going on with you? For real, type ish. you know, it just is what it is. We'll deal with that later. And that's separate. But what's going on with you? For real. Because now it's time. Period. It's really given. It's time. And that is the crazy thing about uh, you know, doing what people do. As far as like Howard. Um, and doing mind altering things, right? Let me just say that. Eventually, eventually, rock bottom does come. I feel like it does. Not for all people, but for most or some, should I say. Um, I think eventually they just have to look themselves in the mirror and have those really hard conversations. You know, eventually. If ever, though. if ever, y'all, because I really, 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 really think that it can last for a long time. You know, I don't think every single body can kick their habits, but some people do. You know, um, I don't know. I just think that that type of stuff is a struggle. You know, a real life struggle that a lot of people deal with. So, if I'm being real, you know, I really hope that Howard gets himself together. Yeah, like seriously, ASAP gets the help that he needs. He seemingly needs, allegedly needs. Okay, um, for real, so he can move forward. That's just that. I don't know what Howard's been through. But if I'm being real, over the years, we've heard a lot. You know, we've heard a lot. I think it would be nice and a good idea for him to address those things if they're true. You know, just address them head on for real. Like, um, you know, like a bull, you know how they be running into stuff with their head and stuff like that. Like a ram, just straight like that. Like, no, 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 no. Don't cut no corners. I said straight like that. You know, I think he need to, I'm not saying, like this is actual and factual. I'm saying it like if a lot of the, reports and the news was true. You know, because we've been hearing a lot of stuff about how throughout the years, you know, if I'm being real, lots and lots of stuff. You know, shit. Remember the Lord. It's been a lot. Okay, period. I don't necessarily feel like going down memory lane, but you know, do y'all remember some of the stuff? Remember the, you know, the oh child, listen. He says a lot. I mean, he do allegedly he's been dealing with a lot, you know, throughout the years. I don't know if it's actual and factual, but if it is, I think it's some stuff that needs addressing. Boy, get your envelopes out, you know, type ish. It just is what it is. But yeah. And speaking of which, if you or anyone you know is dealing um with rhymes with drug abuse or anything of that nature. Let's get the number, okay? Okay, so the National Substance Abuse Hotline, okay, is 866 210 1303. Okay, again, that is 866 210 1303. Yeah, like, like I'm not mad at it. You know, get the help you need so you don't got to hear nobody talking about, is you high? Okay, yeah. Mm. Boy, Black period, you ain't got to worry about being called out, okay? Yeah, and my stuff on Dig's voice, it just is what it is. But like, nah. All jokes aside, cause you know I like to crack a joke or two. It just is what it is. Make light of stuff, or maybe not to necessarily make light of stuff, but I just like to laugh. Okay. Mm-hmm. I sure do. I like to laugh. But yeah, no. I also like helping others, so shout out to that. But yeah, no, seriously, all jokes aside, um, it's always good to have some help. Okay, so shout out to that. All right. Then what else is going on these internet streets? Child, so what's it called? It got married. Hold on. Let me record this show right quick. Right quick. And so anyway, Dwight, hold on though, before we move on though, he didn't file for divorce. I'm like, oh Lord. I don't know if that was necessarily like, I don't know. Some people was like, yeah, duh, like people feel like she did the most. I think, honestly, if I'm being real, I think she's going to regret what she did. I do. I don't think, she might not regret every little step she take, every little step she took. Yeah, like Bobby Brown has said. But she might regret, you know, she might regret, pulling out that you know. And the truth is, she definitely might regret that part. Uh, but a lot of people are like, yeah, duh, it wasn't nothing left to do but divorce her. Um, I don't know. It's sad. It's really sad because I feel bad for her. I feel extremely bad for her because one of the things that she kept saying and she kept making clear is she still wants to be married. But she did put out a statement. Well, not a statement, but she did put, she made a comment. She commented on a blog post. The Shade Room basically had posted that Dwight has filed for a divorce. And she said he raced her to do that. She said, but she is more hurt by the fact that he um, hasn't, allegedly hasn't went to go visit his daughter, who is now in the state's custody. Dang. Now I will say this. Child, Howard is probably like, girl, if you just don't let me work, Miss Person, girl, because, like, he been a celebrity for a while. Let's be real. He has. He's been a celebrity for a while. Um, and he knows how to use his celebrity, okay? So, like, with that being said, shoot, you know, behind the scenes. Howard got to doing his little stuff that he do behind the scenes, and the little girl will be home in 2 weeks. He'll probably smooth it over and go back to just, right back to doing him. Up and away type ish. So, like, he definitely, like, probably, like, nah, Miss President Pearl, like, you did too much. You know what I'm saying? Shy, and allegedly he ready to sign them papers. He ready to book it on the lady. Now, child, she better get her sexy red on. If you want it, if you want it, if you want it, shoot, she better take his ass through there. But it's really sad. They haven't even been married that long, child. Like, crazy. But, child, don't miss your blessing, okay? It is what it is. Don't miss your blessing. Um, Because clearly, she feels like she's in harm's way. Child, don't be locked up and they won't let you out. Messing with Howard. It just is what it is. Shit. Because he the one with the money and he ain't going nowhere. And according to Miss Preston Girl, he over there elaborating stories. So, It is what it is, child. Get your purse, bag lady, okay? But it is what it is, y'all. Word on curve is Howard is ready to sign them papers. Mm. So anyway, and then speaking of ready to sign some papers, child, Gary Owens definitely signed some papers and then signed some new ones. Uh, he wasted no time. But hopefully, it all works out for him and his new wife. I always say, I think it's an amazing thing when men are ready and willing to get married. That's a beautiful thing, okay? I think that. And I tell y'all why I think that. Um, Remember according to Patty on Millionaire Matchmaker, I forgot the age. I can't remember if it is an age on it. But it gotta be an age. It should be, but she always says, like, if you meet a man and he hasn't never been married, that's a red flag, at a specific age in life. And, like, that stuck with me, okay? Period. Bottom line, that stuck with me. And it's something that I believe to be true, you know? So I do think it's always a good thing when men are um, ready to be husbands, so to speak. But at the same time, though, you can't be just, doing all any old thing in a marriage. Don't get married if that's what you want. Well, I won't say don't get married, but try don't waste nobody's time. And I'll take it a step further. I think that being married is challenging. Okay, I do. I think it's challenging. I was gonna say it's hard. I don't think it's hard. That's not true at all. But I definitely think it's one of those things that you will do in life that can be challenging. It is what it is. It's a challenge. It definitely works you out for real, like a good fitness trainer. Shit, you want the truth? You got to be able to handle it. And so, um, Uh, so, in other words, I feel like it's no shock that these successful men can, be so great and good in their careers and then get in marriage and just kapooey. They ain't it. They ain't got it, right? Um, and I think because it's challenging, just like anything else in life, it is. It's challenging. So yeah, I think you have a lot of people who will fail, but you know, don't be discouraged. Dust yourself off. Try it again. It is what it is. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Why not? Why not? You wanted to do it the first time, right? You did it. For whatever reason it didn't work out. But the second time, you a vet. You something like a vet, right? You should be able to dance on water, not get wet this time. It is what it is. You should be able to come a different way now because you're coming with experience. If you was married long enough, child, you gotta try. You gotta get some experience. But no, for real, you gotta give it your all. Remember, it's supposed to be till do your part. So if you're really looking at it like that, and you really holding up your part of your vows and taking them serious, then yeah, you going in for real. Like Lil Wayne and Drake them has said, you're gonna go hard, for that relationship. But sometimes it just is what it is. It doesn't always work out. So that's what happened in, I guess, I'm assuming that's what happened in Gary Owens' case because he is married again already. New kids, new wife. Uh, So yeah, congratulations to him and his new bride. Now I will say this: I need to check on his ex-wife. Yeah, I want to check on her. It is what it is. Just to check in and see how she doing. I don't know much about her. I gotta look her up and all of that. But yeah, I wouldn't mind just seeing how things are going with her. It's always interesting to me because they say that men always move on first, and I don't know if that's actual and factual, but I will say that I can see some truth to it. Definitely can see some truth to it because I think women are way more picky in, a spouse. So men might be quicker to get in another relationship while women are dating, you know, and enjoying dating, having fun with dating. I think men choose I think a lot of men be quick to choose, you know. Uh, Everything checks out. She all right with me, quicker than women. So anyway, it would be interesting to see what she has going on, child, or and if she is headed down the aisle soon. Probably not. Probably not, especially as quick as he moved on. you know, Child, it is what it is. He probably secret. I hope he not, but he could possibly be hurt and want all of his purses back. And that could be another reason why he moved on so quick. Women, that's that too. You got to be ready for that type of stuff too. Like in other words, being the rebound. I mean, but this is the thing. If a woman is a rebound, how do you? I don't necessarily know. well, I wouldn't say I don't necessarily know, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I just think you will find a lot of women that are willing to be rebounds. Does that make sense? Yeah, and whatever comes with it. But you got a lot of them who I feel like will be willing to take that chance. Child, please. They be like, oh, he's single. Oh, you know. So, anyway, congratulations to them again. Now what else is going on these internet streets? So, like I was saying, I feel like shout out to Clarissa Shields, who is trending right now because she said that she feels like she can beat up Rolly. Basically, Clarissa said she feel like, she could do good against Rolly. I will say this though. Rolly responded and he said he believe her. He said he believe her. And people was like, they liked it. They liked it. People said it made him look, responsible. I said, go on, Rolly. I liked it too, honestly. Because it was like, man, I'm not finna, like, yeah. He said, I don't even hit women. So, like, what are we talking about? He seemed underwhelmed with the conversation for real. And in a sense, kind of paid Clarissa dust a little bit. I'm trying to figure out where this conversation even came from and why Clarissa wants to go pound for pound with Rolly. It's crazy to me. Rolly, Clarissa. I will say this though. I could have sworn Javante Davis said Rolly kind of hit hard though. So like, but again, Clarissa already done sparred with Rolly, so that's that. Child, but she trending, and she went ahead and did a quick interview with Shannon Sharp, and she was addressing Shannon Sharp about what he said, about him saying that he felt like Rolly will beat up. It is what it is. He said he felt like Rolly will stop her. Clarissa didn't like that, but I will say this. Overall, what I got out of the whole conversation, it's really a certain way that a lot of these platforms be coming at Clarissa. And if I'm being real, they just be being quiet. I think that's how you get Clarissa on your platform, for the most part. Now, some of these folks, she do be seeming like she willing to go back and forth with. Clarissa, if you going back and forth, please, yeah, come on. Come on. Oh, come on. We willing to have you. Shout out to that. Because, I don't necessarily, well, hell, I'm like Shannon. Shoot. I say a whole lot of good things about Clarissa. I sure do, so shout out to that. But, like, if she only wants to address the negative, then it is what it is. Shit. Let's go. But yeah, that's what I was getting from everything. Like, I can't explain it, but like Tasha can't be the only one, speaking her mind, but it is what it is. Like, you know, I guess you will never get the $1 million worth of game type of interviews and stuff like that, and the Joe Budden podcast interview if, you don't watch what you say. So it is what it is. Shout out to Clarissa Shields who, I guess, she got it like that right now, okay? Period. Kind of got like a little, I don't know. Seems like she kind of got media in her back pocket a little bit, if that makes sense. So anyway, shout out to her. I just noticed that. I took notice in that. So anyway, let's see what else is going on in these internet streets. I don't know why I feel a little tired, y'all. I've been feeling that way though, right? I have, and I've been telling y'all that too. Um, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Child, y'all just do not understand. The main reason why I'm ready for this move is like I'm just tired of disturbing my husband. Does that make sense? Like I'm just tired of disturbing him. And it's crazy because I don't even do it like that, but I just feel like I do, you know? Um, yeah, and child, that has gotten really old really quick. So anyway, I'm about to have me a snack. I'm about to keep chopping it up with y'all, but I'm also about to have a snack, y'all, because I'm sluggish. And I don't really know why, but it's it's extremely hard for me to shoot like that. It just is what it is because I feel like I can't even get my thoughts together like that. Yeah, truth is really uncomfortable. So I'm gonna have me a little bit of fruit and this tiny piece of cake that I left behind and then nobody else wants. So I guess I'll finish it off. It's crazy too, because last night I sure started to, but I was like, nah, that was a big piece of cake. Hold on, y'all. Oh, my stomach. Child. It didn't start going off. Put this little food out. But anyway, so what else is going on? Talking about today. Uh, oh, I'm called too. I'm called. Shoot, that's another thing. I'm called. Need to cut the air down. Trying to see. Okay. So, Clarissa Shields, Tom's Rowley, child, it ain't gonna happen. And it's crazy too, 'cause they called her out on that too. She said she was saying like Rowley can't beat her sparring. And he was like, well, where did sparring come from? Because, like, she was like, well, I can't fight him for real. Shannon Sharp was like, so why are we talking about this then? I'm still trying to figure out where it came from. There's something going on. If I had to guess, something going on behind the scenes. Yeah, now y'all know normally I will mute y'all while I eat, but child, I do not want to lose my volume forever. Like I did just recently. So y'all finna have to hear me snacking and macking today. It just is what it is. My apologies. There's little fruit salad hitting too. But anyway, hold on. So we already talked about, if you just now getting here, shout out to you and shout out to that. Hit the like button. It's your girl Shay Renee. And I want to welcome you to my channel. Episode 40 of my podcast is live right now. So shout out to that. I know somebody tried to check me in the comments the other night. It was somebody I was rambling. I didn't say no. But I was thinking to myself, well, bitch, if you don't go on and let me be Rambo, hell wrong with you? But I just let her make it. I was like, okay. She dropped in and tell me that. Definitely wasn't trying to make her feel important. Him, her, whoever it was. Well, it was a shout out to that. But anyway, if you just now getting here, we talked about Dwight Howard. Ready to sign them papers. I think it's so many people that's like, let them go on, you know? Oh, how the mighty have fallen. You know, I think it'd be hard for some of these men who are successful in their careers to realize that, like, they're not really considered a catch like that no more. Like, I mean, if I'm being real, I think that's what Cam Newton be going through every other week. That man really be inviting people on his show to tell him and remind him that he not the catch that he think he is. Lord. Anyway, Speaking of men who aren't catches, Blueface. Didn't expose his ugly side. Mm-hmm. To the world. Now I'm trying to figure out how you gonna get out of this one. It just is what it is. Now I'm trying to figure out how you gonna get out of this one. 'Cause the thing is, like, I like Blueface. You know what I'm saying? I I liked him. That is slowly becoming past tense for real. It is. Um, and it's crazy because I feel like the same things that drew me into Blueface are the same things that's, you know, the reason why I ain't feeling him no more. For real. Because I like Blueface so much because he was willing to just be. I like people that are themselves, regardless, you know. However, yourself disclaiming that baby is not it. It's not it. And I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because I thought that him and Krishan was giving it time, trying to figure it out. Which would be the perfect um response to everything that they've been through, right? But for him to turn around and get hurt and make the move that he made, crazy to me. Crazy. And like, if he don't clear that up, I'm done with him. Yeah, no, I'll be done with him as far as like supporting him. You know, we'll still report on him or whatnot, but mm-mm, mm-mm. Personally, I can't rock with that. You know, it is what it is. Figure it out. I know it's hard, but him and Krishan, they have to figure it out. Like, that's what you do as an adult. He don't have to go around Krishan. He don't. He don't have to go around Krishan right now. They can start slow. They can have a mediator. He can start, hell, technology that moved so fast and push this little shit forward, you know, to where the baby is small. Just call every Saturday. You know, FaceTime your son every Saturday. Start there. Start with a FaceTime to Krishan, the baby. You know, I just want to talk to Junior. I just want to talk to Krishan every week. Every week. Let me put eyes on Krishan every single week. Let's just start there. I don't got nothing to say to you. You don't have nothing to say to me. Can I just FaceTime him? You know? And then, who knows? After 4 weeks of that, maybe, just maybe, we can start talking. Maybe, just maybe, I can start acting like I'm concerned with putting some food on his table. You know, it is what it is. Clothes on his back. Doctors in his life. What's going on? What's going on, Krishan, for real? You know, like I'm ready to be a dad. I'm ready to do my part. It is what it is, you know? Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And I'll be the first one to say it. Co-parenting with someone that you can't stand and you don't like is hard as it is. It's really hard. But that don't mean that you can't do it. It can be done. There is steps to take. But everybody got to be involved. Everybody got to be down. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to communicate with the other parents too. Let's talk about it. No, 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 no. Like Dwayne said, when you don't get along with your co-parent, and every other time y'all talking, you this and he that, get what? Quit talking to his ass. It is what it is. Cut him off. Make him go through the courts. Get your Holly Bailey on. I'm just saying, for real. I hated to bring them up. I hate to do them like that because I feel like they're in a great place. But it is what it is. Holly Bailey had to do what she had to do for her, okay? For a peace, for some peace. It just is what it is. You see this stuff Blueface doing? Holly Bailey didn't want that for her and her baby. Mm-mm. She said, mm-mm. Let's get right. Like Jesus said. So anyway. Blueface. He got to do better. That's what he don't realize. I mean, well, listen, these rappers, they get away with so much. They do. I'm gonna tell you like this. That, he shouldn't be able to get away with. This is what it is. You know. Like, literally, the industry should be telling him, like Whoopi did on Color Purple. Until you do right by them, everything, mm-hmm, it is what it is. Child, it is what it is. Yeah. Especially because DJ Academics was saying that they using the baby for content. Like, I never thought about that, but you know, I do kind of think it more so now, if that makes sense, because you know, I can't explain it, but like Blueface didn't have to do that. He didn't. He didn't. It basically seems like he wanted to cut Krishan off publicly. But you already did that. You already did that. You say you got her blocked. You say you're not communicating right now. Like, weird. Weird behavior. So it definitely seemed like he did it for attention. Krishan's and the internet's, if that makes sense. Because it's like now everybody that wasn't paying attention to him is paying attention to him. It's weird, but again, clownish, clownish. But and I be saying Krishan was his opening act, but I don't know. He seems to be holding that ish down, okay, out on his own. So I would say she was just supporting. hmm She was supporting cast. Um, Still one of the strongest acts though. It just is what it is. He ain't been able to replace Krishan yet. And I take it a step further. You know how people be saying he like coochie crazy. He ain't coochie crazy. I think he wants some of that too. But no, at the end of the day, I think he be looking for his next Krishan. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Truth is. Now see, they be talking about how, you know, um, they just be saying certain stuff about Whack 100 and Blueface's career. I don't know if y'all ever heard that before. But they've said certain stuff like, I don't know, like, see, I don't remember every single, detail. That's why I don't like repeating stuff like that. But they've said certain stuff like, Blueface owes a lot of people money and I don't know. Almost like Whack kinda be doing them bad too, a little bit. Money wise, allegedly. I don't know how true that is. But I will say that there's possibly some truth to it if you just pay attention to how Blueface move. Because to me, if you pay attention to how Blueface move, he basically moves like he wants to be Whack 100. Another Whack 100 to somebody else. So, yeah, it is what it is. Like, I think he learned a lot from Whack, and I think he be wanting to um, practice what he learned, so to speak, because remember when he was dealing with Krishan, he was saying that he don't want to be a rapper no more. He want to be management. He want to deal with management, blah, 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 blah. So I think he does. Same thing with the Jaden Alexis stuff. How, he was hands on with her career and stuff like that. Um, it is what it is. But if I had to guess, it's a lot of like business stuff that Jaden Alexis and Blueface don't see eye to eye on. But I also think Blueface, and now I'm not gonna say he can't make no money off of Jaden or with Jaden, but I think he has realized really quick that she's not a cash cow. She's not. She's not a cash cow like Christian was. Is what it is. Him and Christian was getting that bag together. Truth is, they was getting that bag together, and I think that's why he can't stand her so much. See, I be saying he hurt, which I believe he is, but like now, it's like, yeah, I'm hurt, but I'm also extremely mad. Do you hear me? Like extremely mad that you messed up our bag. You messed up the bag that we were getting together. You know, um, when all you had to do was just keep holding it down and being loyal to until I get out. You know, it is what it is. He probably won't ever admit that, but I feel like that's what the problem was too. That's the problem too. Like Krishan messed up what they had going, in Blueface's eyes. And in the world eyes too though. Like crazy. I said that though. If she wanted Blueface, she shouldn't have never did the stuff that she was doing with Bino. Ever. But again, I tell these girls all the time, quit dating publicly. Stop that. But at the end of the day, though, it was a blessing in disguise, too. Because, did Krishan need to be back with Blueface? Like, for real. Did she need to go back over there with him? It seemed like she didn't. If y'all pay attention to how she was acting when he first got out, that just looked like the old Krishan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, seeming like she got to be under the influence or something to be around him, or or like she feels like it's party time when they're together. You know, hard to explain. It's really hard to explain, but she didn't seem to be doing that good. You know what I'm saying? When he first got out, and she went around him, she did not look that good. She didn't. She looked stressed and stuff. That girl has really been getting herself together for real. So it was all a blessing the way it ended up working out. But Blueface played himself too. He did. He was saying that he was messing with this one and that one. He played a lot of games with Krishan too. To me, that he shouldn't have never played. It is what it is. But yeah, and then another thing I wanted to talk to y'all about is how conniving and sneaky and messy I feel like his family be being. Like, for instance, Jaden, Alexis, and Carlissa, like, they are Team Blueface for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime Blueface want them to trip with somebody, be messy with somebody, they all in. So listen to this. Yeah, because I didn't add their ass up. It just is what it is. And now we're about to subtract them. Listen. So, do y'all remember when Carlissa came to the internet talking about, I didn't do no grandma test on Junior? Remember? And it was so random. That was so random. So we thought. But then right after that, here Blueface come talking about, that ain't my baby. You see what I'm saying? Like, I put that two and two together. In other words, they was being messy. And they was kind of seemingly trying to, like, get Krishan to do something. And if you don't, then guess what? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make this next move. And And I feel like that's what they did. That's what they did, and that's how they did it. You know what I'm saying? Carlos can act like she don't talk to Blueface all day long, and maybe she don't talk to Blueface. You know, maybe that's why Jaden be over there. You know, they be using her to be messy. I feel like Jaden Alexis ran over there and told his mama something that made her get online and do that. But yeah, they all messy. And it's a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot. And Blueface is out his mind to think that like any sane woman would want to deal with that. And I say sane because like, come on now, we all know how Krishan is. You know, like I feel like Krishan, like I can't explain it, but like, you know, Krishan was down for him. Period. She just was. You know, and I feel like she went against her own better judgment a lot dealing with him. You know, so in other words, yeah, I know like this doesn't make me feel good that he finna go lay up with his baby mama, but it is what it is. I'ma let him go lay up with his baby mama and come back to me. You know, like that type of stuff. She did that for Blueface. But I feel like he even make it hard for Krishan to want to go back. He do, cause it's just something about him and the way he does his stuff. You know, it's too, ugh, you know what I'm saying? It's ick. It really is. It's like ick. And I think that's why him and Jaden Alexis ain't together for real. I think Jaden is just cool with feeling like I'm just your baby mama. I'm not your girl that I gotta agree to you to have agree with you having other women. I don't want that. I don't want to live with you. None of that. I just want to be your baby mama that you mess with every now and then, that you take care of. But I don't want to be your woman because that comes with too much heartache. But I want the benefits of being your woman though. Please treat me like your woman. Yeah, you know, but um at the same time I don't want that title no more. You know, because I see what it comes with. It comes with a whole lot of embarrassment. It comes with a whole lot of shame. It comes with a whole lot of uh uh you know, like your feelings come first and me always second fiddle. Anything I think, anything I say, anything I feel is secondary to you. Like it's not a lot of people that's gonna sign up for that. I mean, it is a lot of people gonna sign up for that, but I just feel like how can I put it? Like, uh, uh, it. There will be people that'll sign up for that, but it's calibers. It's, you know, does that make sense? So, in other words, it won't be a lot of women with good heads on their shoulders. You know, that's not saying that the women that he would deal with don't have heads on their shoulders, good heads on their shoulders. But like, you know what I'm saying? The caliber will be different. So you're probably gonna find a lot of baby mamas. You know, you might find a lot of stay-at-home women. You might find a lot of uh, dropouts. You know, whether it be high school or college. You know, might be a couple of CNAs. You know, maybe even people might, be what do you call it? What it's called? You know, might even be a couple of women from schoolyard. In the applicants. A couple of misguided souls. A couple of streetwalkers in there. I'm just saying. Um, you never know. What else? What else? Hairstylist, nail techs. But it probably won't be a lot. There probably won't be a lot of women of God, women of real character, you know, um, loyal, loyal women, um, great mothers, you know, um, doctors, uh, graduates of anything, you know. Um, what else? I like blessings, like really, 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 really women that you don't meet every day. You know what I'm saying? You just don't. You're not gonna come by every day. Um, just really, really, really good quality. Writers, creatives. Judges. Uh, you know, hell, a queen. Like I just feel like when you require what you require from a woman, right? I just feel like, her standards, are low. They're on the low end. So when you're dealing with a woman whose standards are on the low end, to me, in my honest, humble personal opinion, uh, you're probably dealing with the lower end, you know, of quality women, and that's not to nobody, but I'm just saying, you know, no woman, right, of any real substance or you know a good upbringing or uh, come from has a decent background. She not gonna deal with that. She not, what I'm saying? She not even for money. It doesn't matter. Truth is, you get a really, 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 really good woman. Your bank account is just extra. Like that don't even, you know, um, it's not gonna be the deciding factor, for a really, really, really good woman. It just is what it is. Um, yeah, no, truth is, and I really, really, really gotta say this too. Take all of the other stuff out of it. Take it out of the equation. She could be a CNA, but if she a really, 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 really good woman with morals and standards, she not gonna deal with somebody like Blueface. It is what it is. She could be a stay-at-home mom, but if she a really, really, really good woman with standards and morals and a piece, honey, a piece of a decent background, she not gonna deal with somebody like Blueface. You know, it's just so again. It's also I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll spend the block on this one. Maybe we'll spend the block on this one because I did start thinking briefly about. I did. I started thinking briefly about some of these women who are culturally, who are just culturally raised different, but that's that. But like, no, I'm talking about the women here, okay, in the U.S. of A. Mm, them kind, okay, them ones. A lot of them ain't gonna, participate in what Blueface has going on. I'm just saying, for real, look at Hazel Lee. Look at Stunner Girl. Gone. Child, gone with the wind, fabulous. I'm saying, like, they, you know, and, no. Because it's, why? Because they have some esteem. They have esteem. They have goals. They have hopes. They have dreams. They have real thoughts. And they got a real mind. It just is what it is. They weren't going for that stuff Blueface be talking about, you know. But again, okay, but again, I feel like of course, it's gonna be somebody. It is what it is. It's gonna be somebody that's willing to do it. But to me, in my honest, humble opinion, personal opinion, I said all of that to say, right? I did all of the comparison stuff, really just to say that overall, you can have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of women that are willing to do what you want them to do, right? To your disposal at your left hand, at the left, okay? Then on the right, you got women that just ain't going for that. I think personally, uh, you can be over there to the left with the women who do what you want them to do, but you will always be looking over your shoulder to the right, just surfing the crowd or being mesmerized or admiring or wanting to secretly be on the right side. To secretly be on the be with women who are on the right side. Yeah, no, let's talk about it. Because the ones on, I mean, it is what it is. The ones on the right side they're beautiful. They're appealing. The only reason why you not over there with them is because you want to be toe up from the flow up. Yeah, you want to be raggedy. You want to run a raggedy program like you want to wear a leather in the summertime. Truth is, so that's why but it if I'm being real, now you look stuck. You do. You know, truth is, you look stuck. And now you look like you picking. You know what I'm saying? Now you look like you picking. Because I'm going to tell you like this. Christian look like she trying to transition. Yeah, no, truth is, she trying to leave you and all them bitches on the left. To the left, to the left. You know. Mm, mm. Christian trying to get on over there. She trying to make her way across the way. You know. Mm-mm. Mm. Because the people over there got a little bit, they got their ish together. It just is what it is. Um, More focus, shit. You know, it is what it is. Shoot. You know, Christiane kind of broke away a little bit, not completely, but she trying, y'all. She trying. Christiane trying to cross over to Hollywood. It just is what it is. She trying to leave some. Man. Y'all think I'm not? Y'all know I cry to you before I lie to you. I think Christiane is really, really, really trying to leave like the D-list celebrities in the past. So not even I don't know. I'm too good for y'all now. Just on some, I ain't doing that no more. You know, no disrespect, but I'm not doing that no more. You know, I'm not hanging with the streamers. You know, you won't catch me on this stream and that stream and this stream and that stream, you know? Um, Respectfully. You know, like no disrespect to the streamers or whatnot, but Christian has seemingly, okay, like left that world. You know? It just is what it is. And left Blueface. Period. Left him right on in it. Yeah. Mhm. You know, it just is what it is. She did that. Yeah, hold on. Yes, but yes, y'all. Anyway, it's your girl Shay Renee. I came, I saw, I conquered. I'm finna have to get up out of here, y'all. But I'll see y'all on my next video. Hit the like button.